It's even worse, guys. This movie is even worse than number 4. How that is possible? How could it get more worse than part 4? Well, it did with this movie. Leprechaun in the Hood, which came out in 2000 and gets a 3.6 on IMDb. Written by Rob Spira, who I guess is known for stuff like Criminal Minds, Supernatural, made a lot of TV stuff, Stray Bullet, a lot of Criminal Minds. He's working on some sort of new project called The Virus. Some sort of new movie. I don't know. But Leprechaun in the Hood is even worse than part 4. And it gets worse as it goes. So really, guys, up to part 3, I'm fine with the franchise. But after part 3, it becomes an endearment. It becomes a test to see if you can actually survive these movies. Can you survive Leprechaun 4, In the Hood, Back to the Hood, and Origins? And they get worse as they go along. This movie is like 2 times worse than 4. Back to the Hood is like 5 times worse than 4. Origins is like 1,000 times worse than 4. So, you see what I mean? It gets worse as it goes. And I'm not even to the worst one yet. This one, though, this one is like dumb on a whole other... This one sucks because, well, Back to the Hood and In the Hood, they both suck because they're stupid ideas, they're too goofy, they are not even funny. If you're going to have humor in the movie, have it funny. I did not care for the soundtrack in this movie. If you're going to have rap in the movie, have it be good rap. I watched Straight Outta Compton. I love that rap in that movie by NWA and all that stuff. That was great. In these movies, you have horrible rap. And why is Ice-T in this film? Why? Why is Ice-T in this movie? I seen New Jack City. Ice-T was great in that movie. But why is he in this movie? He's a good actor in this movie. He doesn't do a bad job at all. But why is Ice-T in this movie? Why is Sticky Fingers and Back to the Hood? Why? I don't freaking know. This movie is just freaking... To sum this movie up, it's a lame movie that's not funny, embarrassing to watch, and is a highly annoying film. Just like 4, it's a highly annoying film, but it gets worse as it goes on. So that's why I mean, it's like after part 3, this franchise becomes a test to watch. It becomes something to survive, or you have to survive Leprechaun 4, 5, 6, and the 7th movie, which I know they're not all called that. You know, it's In the Hood, and 4, and Space, and Back to the Hood, and Origins. But it's just the fact that this movie is so horrible. It's awful. And yeah, it's not as bad as like Origins or Back to the Hood, because those are even worse. But it's still bad. It's still awful. It's still horrible. It's just a terrible, terrible sequel. And what's so crazy is this got a sequel to a sequel. Yeah, you guys heard me right. This got a sequel to a sequel. Back to the Hood is a sequel to this movie. This movie is a sequel. So in a way, it's a sequel to a sequel. I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is for real. It's got a sequel, which I just dropped my remote. But I found this, and it was actually pretty cheap to get this movie. It was like $3, but I actually found this movie on DVD for like $3. And that's why I got it. I'm like, it's $3. I might as well pick it up because I want to complete the franchise. I might as well. It's not that much money, and I'll give it a watch to see how it is. That's mainly why I got the film, just to try it out and see how it is as a film. And I've seen this one more recently than I've seen In the Hood. I seen In the Hood like a decade ago. I seen this movie about a year ago, so I seen it more recently than In the Hood. Of course, I rewatched In the Hood yesterday, and I literally wasted an hour and 30 minutes of my life on this movie. Now, the story is pretty much, it starts from the beginning of the movie. You have Ice-T wearing an afro, which looks completely fake, and him and his friend, they bust a wall down, and they go in, and you see a statue of Leprechaun. So it is kind of carrying on from part 3, the whole Leprechaun statue with the amulet right here. And they see gold. They break their wall down. They see gold. They're taking the gold. Ice-T grabs this golden flute, and his friend grabs the amulet off the Leprechaun statue. Thus turns Leprechaun back to a normal Leprechaun. Basically makes him come back to life. Literally, there's a death scene in this movie where Leprechaun takes a hair comb and stabs the guy right here in the neck. So that's how Ice-T's buddy dies, because he gets stabbed in the neck by a hair comb. For real. And then you have the next scene, which is Ice-T pulling out like 3 things out of his afro. He pulls out, what, a knife? Leprechaun, does that. The knife flies out of his hand. He digs in there again, finds like a bat. Leprechaun does that. This goes on for like a good 3 minutes of him just doing that, taking stuff out of his afro. And it's not funny. It's just, it's annoying. And I don't even freaking know, man. It's just not a funny movie. It's not an entertaining movie. It's not a good time to watch. It's really, really boring. It's uninteresting. It's a waste of your time. Like, for me, it was a waste of my time to watch this movie. It's going to be a waste of my time to rewatch this movie. And I'm trying to see here what the runtime is on this movie. It's 87 minutes long. It's going to be a waste of my time. And Origins is going to be freaking torture to sit through. I haven't even seen the movie yet, and I already know that Origins is going to be a mega ultra freaking rant. Because I've seen it twice before, and I forgot it both times. Like, I seriously cannot remember anything from that movie. That's how generic and boring it is. But that's for that rant. This rant on Leprechaun in the Hood. But it continues on, Ice-T is trying to battle the Leprechaun, and he throws the amulet, or the amulet gets dropped, lands on the Leprechaun, turns back into a stone statue. It's years later, you get these 3 characters who can't act. They're over-the-top acting. Like, they take the whole Hood thing, too. It just was cheesy. It was just over-the-top acting. And, when they rap, it's horrible. It's not good rap at all. And it's about positivity. This guy, the lead guy, is about rapping positively. Oh, yeah, we're going to rap and we're going to send a positive message. So, it's years later. These 3 guys are looking for, they're trying to become big stars in the rap industry. They're going to go to Las Vegas for this rap contest. And they run into Ice-T, who is now a multi-millionaire, record label owner. And he gives them a shot. They go into his office, and it's a horrible scene where they rap about positivity. And he goes, no, slap your girl up and shoot people. And then he basically tells them that this positivity thing isn't going to work. So he tells them to get out of his office. Out of revenge, they go back at night, and they rob Ice-T. They take some of the gold. They take the golden flute, the lead guy does. Ice-T walks in, and the lead guy shoots Ice-T, which it doesn't kill him because he has something right here that blocks the bullet. And pretty much from there on, one of the friends grabbed the amulet off the Leprechaun. Leprechaun comes back. And pretty much from there on, it's a goose chase. You got Ice-T looking for these 3 characters, and you got Leprechaun hunting these 3 characters. Of course, they're both looking for the same thing, the golden flute. Which, the thing with this golden flute is they never explain exactly what this thing is. Whenever people play it, like the lead character, he'll play it, and this is literally what happened. People will be just, people will just be like this. Oh yeah, zoom on their face. Like, they'll be talking or whatever. They'll stop what they're doing to look at the camera, and then it zooms on their face. It's like a blank expression. They're like this. Or some of them are even like this. Like, it doesn't explain what it is. Is it just such a beautiful sound that it stops time and it stops the galaxy from moving, and people are just so amazed by this sound? What is it? Like, it's a magical golden flute. That's all we know. is that it's a magical golden flute, whatever it is. It's a golden flute, but whatever it does, okay? They use it to make music, and they play this flute, and I guess it helps them rap better. So they're trying to rise up. They're trying to get famous. They're trying to get ready to go to Las Vegas. And meanwhile, Ice-T goes in the bathroom, and you got this ridiculous scene that is not funny but annoying. And it's a running joke. A leprechaun smoking weed and smoking blunts and stuff. And him going, a person with weed is a friend in... No, it's like a friend with... Something like that. A friend with weed is a friend indeed. Stupid lines. You know, Warwick Davis in this movie, he's not that memorable. Not too much from Warwick Davis. You got zombie hookers. You got leprechaun smoking blunts. You got him saying the bomb. Oh yeah, that's the bomb, that's the bomb. He says it so much in the movie. Leprechaun saying the bomb and smoking blunts. And having zombie hookers. This is where we've gotten, guys, in this franchise. This is where we've gotten. And it's not even the worst. It's not even the worst. Back to the Hood had Leprechaun smoking the bong, and you have a bong death scene in that movie. A bong death scene. You know what else had a bong death scene? Boogeyman 3. Huh. Coincidence. Both movies have bong death scenes, and they suck. It's a stupid idea. This movie and Back to the Hood, they try so hard to be funny and goofy to make you laugh, and it really does not make me laugh. It's horrible. It's not funny. It's lame to watch. It's cringeworthy. It's torture to watch In the Hood and Back to the Hood. It's also torture to watch Origins, but Origins is a whole other thing. It's torture to watch Origins because of how boring it is and how generic it is. Back to the Hood and In the Hood are just stupid, dumb, cringy movies that aren't funny, and they're just altogether lame. They're not funny, they're not entertaining, they just suck. And I know this movie has a big fan base. I know that people actually really enjoy In the Hood. That's fine. You know, if you're a fan of it, that's totally cool. I, however, am not a big fan of this movie at all. Or the sequel to a sequel. It's ridiculous. That this is where we come to in this franchise. People are like, well, it's a Killer Leprechaun franchise. Yeah, Leprechaun 3 was fun. But after that, they went too far. You know, there's a limit to how much you can do. How much you can go over that limit. And this is over the limit of goofiness and unfunniness. And from there on, these three guys, they bounce from place to place. They go different places. And, you know, they go into a church to sing at a church. And there's literally a scene where he plays the golden flute. And then he starts rapping in the church. And people are dancing. And then Leprechaun shows up and kills the priest. You know, shoves his hand through him and his heart. Like, he shoves his hand through his chest and his heart in his hand. And then the three move on. They go to this transgender's house. This dude literally, who, I don't know if he's transgender or if he's gay. I don't know. I don't mean to offend anybody who is, like, gay, but, you know, that's just in this movie. This guy, he dresses like a straight-up chick, and he has, like, hair, and he's going around. There's moments where he takes the dress off, and the guys are just, like, the three guys just standing like, what the freak? And as an audience member, I'm like, what the freak? Like, that's seriously how it is. And then the Leprechaun comes in, and the character's like, oh, we'll come in the back bedroom. They don't do it, but Leprechaun kills her. The three characters, like, go and they see the sheets moving, and it's actually Leprechaun, you know, cutting the person and killing them. So, it's freaking awful. It's freaking awful. Freaking awful, man. And then they go from another place. They go out of there. But, you know, on their way out, I think it's at that area, or they start running, and when they stop again, Leprechaun asks him to give him the flute, and the guy says no, and he makes the guy, one of his friends, point the gun at another friend of his, and he says, okay, I'll give you the flute. So he gives Leprechaun the flute. Leprechaun walks out of there. The lead guy, tries to attack Leprechaun with his back turned. Leprechaun turns around, makes his friend blow his brains out, but you don't see it. It cuts away. And then the two guys that go on this revenge mission, they dress up like chicks. There's a lot of dudes dressed up like chicks in this movie. I don't know why. And then they go to this place where Leprechaun is making these zombie hookers with glowing green eyes. And a horrible effect. Glowing bright green eyes. And they go there. And this guy's like, well, we have this weed. We have this blunt. But it also has 4-leaf clovers in it. So they give the weed to the Leprechaun. He smokes it. Of course, he passes out. They get the flute. They get out of there. When they grab the flute, they run downstairs. Ice-T's there. Shoots his friend. Kills his friend. Now the lead guy's the only character left. Ice-T is trying to shoot him. Leprechaun kills Ice-T. And then the ending shot of the film is where the amulet's in the air. Because I guess he grabs the amulet. Throws it in the air. You're thinking, is it going to get the Leprechaun turned back to a statue? And then it cuts to a blank screen. And then it shows, like, later on, the guy's now a big star in the rap industry. He's rapping. The lead guy is, like, making rap songs and stuff. And his eyes glow green. So the Leprechaun possessed him as well. And then the end of the movie. This is literally how it ends. I'm not lying to you guys. This is how the movie ends. It ends with Leprechaun rapping, "Lep in the hood, here to do no good." It ends with that song. That should say it all. The title alone should say it all. Leprechaun in the Hood. You should already know it's going to be a bad movie, because why are we taking Leprechaun into outer space and then to the hood? Just why? And it's just horrible. It's awful. It's a awful, awful film. It's annoying to watch. It's irritating to watch. If I had this DVD of this movie, I definitely would be throwing it around. But unfortunately, the torture continues. Because I gotta watch Leprechaun Back to the Hood and then Origins. Like I said, up to part 3, this franchise is pretty good, pretty decent. It's a fun franchise up to part 3. You know, I don't hate the first 2. The third was my favorite. After part 3, it's torture. Pure torture. And I still gotta continue on this torture. With Back to the Hood and Origins. But, I don't know. Leprechaun in the Hood, it's awful. Has horrible acting. Has horrible music. It tries to be funny, but it's lame in the process. The movie is lame. It's a lame movie. Altogether. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching my review of Leprechaun in the Hood, and I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye, guys. The Explorer 4 out.